And how is everybody doing this fine day? I hope everybody had a fabulous weekend. I know I certainly did. Got to hang out with the wife yesterday. We had a fabulous, fabulous time. For those of you that are looking, by the way, she's doing a Couch to 5K program. I believe tomorrow she has another run, but you can run it. You don't need to join for the live runs. You can join through the app, and she has an amazing program set up. You can also get our monthly coaching package. There is a 3-month coaching package, and the 6-month we still have a couple slots for. We opened a few more up because people are like, that's the only way they could really really do it. So we opened a few more of those up. Please do check those things out. I'm looking very forward to work with you. I would also like to say, here's where you can get No Morbidity at ambrosiacollective.com. Here's where you can get it at tigerfitness.com and at the Vitamin Shop. So please do check those things out. I'm going to say hi to everybody really quick, and then we're going to talk about likely one of the most hypocritical people on the planet. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but we're just not going to talk. We're going to actually put the science in behind all this shit, because I just find it amazing. So amazing that this woman spews so much rhetoric, but is so just insanely hypocritical. I wonder if she will support stopping the rainforest deforestation being done to produce sugarcane. For some vague reason, I don't think she will. I highly doubt she will either. But how you doing, Mad Hatter Billy? Betsy, how are you doing? Callie, Callie, how are you doing? Just got done with your 2-mile walk, now off to the gym. Out fucking standing. Great goddamn job, Callie. Stay at it. Pauliana, how are you doing? Slash to Kim, what's going on? Mr. Pete, I'm excited for this one. Me too. Anna Carr, how you doing? Hello, lovely people. How are you? Tigger Jones, Carlos, what's up? We'll just be listening while running around. Okay, thank you very much. Cactus Patch Dory, how are you? That's me. That's the offer for the app and stuff like that. Cookies, how are you? Cassandra, Jerry, Christian, Erica, Bass Bunny Love, Velvet Slade, Jason, how are you doing? Let's see here. Jack Batman, Zachary, Fox, Obi-Wan, no Kenobi apparently. Savar, how you doing, man? Starting with my workout, Alan, Spitting Truth. I swear it's better than pre-workout. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You deadlifted 2 Lizzos today. That's like 660 pounds, bro. That is an impressive feat. I've never deadlifted. I've deadlifted like 1.5 Lizzos is my max. My max deadlift was like 550, so I would be like 1 2/3 Lizzos ever. I couldn't come close to doing that right now. It would rip my arms right off. It would completely rip my arms right off. Galestorm, how you doing? Tanya, what's going on? Autumn, how are you doing? Sadri, Allen, I didn't have sugar for 63 days, and today I crashed and ate some junk food. I feel horrible, but I'm going to get up on that horse tomorrow. Your videos help me out a lot. If you're having trouble with it, I'm telling you, our coaching can help you. We help people that have sugar addiction. We have people with binge eating disorder. We have multiple people that are now at like their 60-day, basically, chip of no binges. I am 2 years, 4 months, and 25 days. I'm approaching 2 years, 5 months, no binges. I'm very, very, very proud of myself. Just had 3 eggs with some cheese. Good for you, Kelsey. Jarella, how you doing? Kevin, what's going on? Frank, Annie, Nell, how are you doing? Vlad, Lady Hawk, Julian, how you been? Finally catching live again, Michelle. Pleasure to see you. And Angelica Rose, lots of people, lots and lots and lots of people. How big are Nomo capsules? My husband is a wuss about big pills. They're this big. So they're like that big. There you go. I'm gonna start weighing things in Lizzos. That's funny. That could be a new unit of measure, the Lizzo. Measure cars and shit like that. But so here, we're just gonna get to it, right? Share screen, whole window, boom. Here we go. Close that. This is, and we're going to close that too. So this, and this is all over the place. It's not just on this particular one here. But this is Lizzo performs amidst challenging air conditions at Governor's Ball Music Festival in New York. Now, for those of you that are wondering why there's challenging air conditions, it's because Canada is burning to the ground as we speak. And that stuff floated into New York. But however, like if you live in New York, I bet you your last worry in the world is air quality. I mean, I would worry about like just walking on the streets. Oh, Body Honesty Project, how you doing? I'm getting ready to watch your video is on my list of shit to watch today. But here we go. Lizzo is the video about Tess Holiday. Everybody go follow the Body Honesty Project, by the way. Go follow her. Go follow Kaylee's here too. Go follow Kaylee. Lizzo lit up the stage at a recent, the very well reinforced stage at a recent headline show in New York. By the way, people, fat jokes are funny because they're true, just like bald jokes. If you get offended, I don't fucking care. Bringing in an incredible energy despite the challenging air conditions caused by wildfire in Canada. The talented singer, known for hits like Good as Hell, closed the first night of the Governor's Ball Music Festival, captivating the crowd of thousands at Flushing Meadows Cornell Park on Queens on Friday. Leading up to the festival, concerns arose about potential cancellation due to lingering smoky haze that affected New York and other parts of East Coast. However, the air quality alert was lifted on Friday afternoon as the smog dispersed. The organizers of Governor's Ball reassured attendees via email, stating that there was actively monitoring the situation with weather experts and city officials throughout the week. Towards the end of her hour-long set, Lizzo delivered an inspiring speech advocating for climate action. In these times of environmental events and disasters, it is crucial that we listen to the wisdom of our First Nations, the indigenous people of the country, Lizzo expressed passionately. We must also listen to our water protectors as they strive to ensure we have habitable land to call home, because we all deserve clean air. Okay, so this woman, hang on. Let me get rid of that. This woman right here, this woman with the massively dyed hair, wearing completely synthetic clothing outfit, who gluttons herself daily and flies in private jets all the time, who orders out takeout delivery, which has to, in fact, instead of her growing her own food or just going grocery shopping like normal human beings, she gets takeout food almost every single day. And you can check this on her actual TikTok. She posts the evidence of how she gives no fucks about the environment at all. How hypocritical must you be to arrive someplace on a private fucking jet, ordering takeout food daily, fat as fuck because you overconsume entirely too much food that you get delivered to you meal by meal by meal by meal, which also adds more to it. And then to say, everybody, we need to do something about climate change. How hypocritical must you be? Her clothing line isn't even produced in America, so therefore it must be shipped to America and then shipped out, which adds to climate change even more. It would hurt her bottom line a little bit for her shapewear, which, amazing, by the way, a woman that talks about body positivity and love your body for what your body is, has a line of shapewear to begin with. But this woman is likely one of the most hypocritical people in our society today. It is unfathomable how ridiculous this woman is. I just have a hard time understanding how people don't just openly laugh in this woman's face, because she is in fact a horrible person. In fact, I'm going to tag her. Yo, Lizzo, what's up? There you go. I tagged her on Twitter because I'm broadcasting this on Twitter today too, just to piss people off. Just to get people upset. Just so people are, just so people can know that I'm very happy to face up to these people. I don't just talk shit. I invite you to talk shit back. But so a lot of people are gonna be like, oh my God, like just because she's fat, what does that mean? How can that be bad for the climate? That doesn't mean just because she's fat, how can it be bad for the climate? And by the way, it's not just because she's fat. It's because she does massively, like private jets, completely without concern for others, the climate, anything like that. The ordering out food all the time adds to the waste in the environment. And I'm not even talking about carbon footprint. I'm talking about actual environmental waste. When you consume many more calories, you are going to have a larger carbon footprint because you are breathing more, those sorts of things. the carbon emissions and environmental waste that get created in producing all the food, which for her, she eats a lot of highly processed vegan crap too, which also adds to environmental waste at a higher capacity than just like, eating food. But the like she's standing there with dyed hair, tons of makeup on her face, all really good for the environment too. Yeah, I'm sure that the makers of makeup have the climate in mind when they're making all the toxic estrogen blockers and things like that for your face. I'm absolutely sure that's what it is, right? But just in case people were wondering, this is Science Daily saying keeping slim is good for the planet, and this is from 2009. This is all very settled, logical science. Maintaining healthy body weight is good news for the environment, according to a study which appeared April 20th in the International Journal of Epidemiology. Because food production is a major contributor to global warming, a lean population such as seen in Vietnam will consume almost 20% less food and produce fewer greenhouse gases than a population in which 40% of the people are obese, which is what America was back then. We're well over 50% now, well over. According to Phil Edwards and Ian Roberts, not related, the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine Department of Epidemiology and Population Health. Transport-related emissions will also be lowered because it takes less energy to transport slim people. The research estimates that a lean population of 1 billion people would emit 1 gigatons, 1 million tons, less carbon dioxide equivalents per year than a fat one. In nearly every country in the world, average body mass index is rising. Between 1994 and 2004, the average male BMI in England went from 26 to 27.3, with the average female BMI rising from 25.8 to 26.9, about 3 kilograms, a half a stone heavier. Humankind, be it Australian, Argentinian, Belgian, or Canada, is getting steadily fatter. When it comes to food consumption, moving about in a healthy body is like driving around a gas guzzler. Moving around in a heavy body, not healthy, in a heavy body is like driving around in a gas guzzler, says the authors. The heavier our bodies become, the harder and more unpleasant it is to move about in them, and the more dependent we become on our cars. Staying slim and good health is health for the environment. Staying slim is good for health and for the environment. We need to do more. We need to do lots more to reverse the global trends towards fatness and recognize it is a key factor to battling and reducing emissions and slow climate change, they concluded. Well, we can also go to this. This is from 2009 also. Big waistlines mean bigger carbon footprints, obesity, and climate change linked. A study shows that countries with higher average BMIs produce 20% more greenhouse gases. A smaller waistline isn't just for our health, it's good for the planet, according to a recent study. That's the study we were talking about. Researchers found that a lean population consumed almost 20% less food. I would imagine it's way more than that right now. Way more than that right now. The difference between attributing the factors, many slimmer nations consume less meat. The study also found that it takes less energy in transportation to slimmer people, the study said. The researchers estimate that a lean population of 1 billion people would emit 1 million tons less, 1 gigatons, 1,000 million tons less. So there's that one. Then this is fat people have bigger carbon footprints. This is from 2008, and that's a disgusting picture of a fucking sloppy fat man. Let's see. Ridiculous. You can toss your empty soda cans in the recycle bin instead of the garbage, saving energy and reduce landfill. Or you can wear hemp clothing and drive a hybrid car plastered with bumper stickers requested to salvation of everything from owls to dust mites. There are lots of little ways to go green, but if you really want to help save the earth, you can start by dropping a few pounds. It's no secret that obesity has plenty of personal health consequences. The list of diseases have been associated with being overweight, including higher risk of high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and less sex, just to name a few. But being fat also has consequences for our planet, often that we might not expect. The fact that lean is green and larger populations leave carbon footprints around the world. A few examples: food consumption. There's an old joke about a mother telling a son to finish the food on his plate because there are starving children in Africa. The smart aleck response is got a stamp. I personally like that one phrase has led to so much obesity. It's kind of crazy. The finish everything on your plate no matter what. That's actually a throwback from my parents' generation when they were growing up, because my parents' parents were from the Great Depression, so food was extremely expensive compared to what we could do. So finish everything on your plate was then told to us, and then we told our children, and our children had ultra processed carbohydrates and finished everything on their plate and got fat as fuck. What's not a joke is that there's a finite amount of food in the world, and it is growing scarce. Recent food riots in Haiti, Sudan, Yemen, Mexico, Egypt, and other countries are a stark reminder that many people do not have enough to eat. The cost of staple foods such as corn, rice, and wheat are at record highs across the globe, and some can't afford to feed their animals. Meanwhile, in the United States, obesity is at an all-time high. 2/3 of adults in the land of plenty are overweight and obese. Obesity is perhaps the ultimate symbol of resource consumption. It's viable proof that the overweight people already have more than they need to take away from. The causes of food shortages are varied and complex, but if Americans simply ate less food, there would be more for the rest of the world. But some estimates, the average American consume about 4,000 calories. That is twice what they need. 4,000. The average American consumes 4,000 calories a day. For that to be normalized is insane, but it's also just a massive amount of huge consumption. Those 2,000 fewer calories would be available to those who truly need it and help conserve Earth's natural resources. Air pollution. Overweight people create more air pollution than thin people do. It's simply physics. Extra pounds translate to extra fuel in automobiles and airplanes. Extra fuel means increased energy usage, oil drilling, and air pollution. A 2004 study in the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that for every 10 pounds gained by the average American, airlines burned 350 million more gallons of fuel to carry the additional weight. That fuel spewed an estimated 3.8 million extra tons of carbon dioxide into the air. And as for a small hybrid car, it's all good, but it's not much of a point in buying a fuel-efficient vehicle if you're going to fill the large seat with your extra large butt. You might as well throw a few sandbags in a trunk. Fuel efficiency drops dramatically with more weight than the engine has to be put in. The lighter you are, the less gas you burn, the more money you save, the less pollution you emit. These are all commonsensical things. This one is climate change and obesity, and this is from, let's see here, 2021. So, abstract: global warming and the rising prevalence of obesity are well-described challenges in the current mankind. Most recently, the COVID-19 pandemic arose as a new challenge. We here attempt to delineate the relationship with each of their own perspective. Global greenhouse gas emissions from the burning of fossil fuel have exponentially increased since 1950. The main contributors, such as greenhouse gas emissions, are manufacturing of construction, transportation, residential, commercial, agricultural, and land use change and forestry, combined with the increased global population growth from 1 billion in 1800 to 7.8 billion in 2020, along with the rising obesity rates since the 1980s. The current COVID-19 pandemic has caused some decline in the greenhouse gas emissions by limiting mobility globally via repetitive lockdowns, which they're going to be their pitch, by the way, for climate lockdowns, just in case you're wondering. Following multiple lockdowns, there was an increase in obesity in wealthier populations, malnutrition from hunger in poor populations, and death from severe infection from the COVID-19 virus and its virus variants. There is a bidirectional relationship between adiposity and global warming. With rising atmospheric air temperatures, people typically have less adaptive thermogenesis and become less physically active. That's because people fucking pussy out. I just worked out for 45 minutes with 45 seconds of rest in the 90-degree Florida heat right after a thunderstorm. So it was hot, humid as fuck. I absolutely loved it. Let's see, where was I at? To reduce obesity, one should be willing to learn more about the environmental impact, how to minimize consumption of energy generating carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gas emissions, and to reduce food waste. Diets lower in meat, such as Mediterranean diets, which is bullshit, have been estimated to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 72%. Here's where I wonder this, and I'm not saying it wouldn't, but I also wonder, what about ultra-processed foods? Because ultra-processed foods have the packaging, everything like that goes into it, and that's not studied in this if you look forward to it. So basically, my point is, how in the fuck can these people in any way claim that they are, pro-planet, pro-environment, pro-anything like that, while being morbidly obese? Like, you cannot possibly do it. Like, it is not even a viable thing. It's completely illogical. And I would open the floor to arguments about it. I would open the floor to say, like, let's have arguments about it. You know what I mean? Like, let's have a discussion, because it's only logic. Like, I understand where the fat acceptance people are coming from. They don't want to admit that they can't be the virtue signalers about, buying their Teslas and making sure that they don't drive big trucks and shit like that anymore. They can't virtue signal about that and then also admit that their gluttony, in fact, burdens the planet. It truly is. Obesity is a societal, planetary burden. And I've said this for many, many years now. It is amazing to me, like, that this hypocritical woman will literally fly on a private jet after dousing her entire body in chemicals, dyeing her hair, slathering on toxic makeup that's bad for the environment, bad for her, everything like that. Then she will order, takeout food that gets delivered to her meal by meal by meal by meal, increasing emissions just from that, increasing waste because of the packaging and the transportation and everything like that. And then get on a stage, a very well-constructed stage, of course, and somehow try to pretend that she is some sort of climate activist. It also amazes me, like, even like this Greta Thunberg chick, like this little girl, like, why are they not talking? Why are none of the climate change people talking about the obesity epidemic? If they were truly wanting to save the planet, if they truly thought that carbon emissions were linked to this, the number one easiest variable would be to, in fact, encourage everybody to unfatten themselves and their families. It is better for them, the environment, the society, burden in many other ways. It is the biggest bang for the buck society could do. Unfattening the population of America would save us trillions of dollars, millions of lives, and be better for the planet. We just don't want to do this because everybody is in their fee-fees about being fat as fuck in America. I mean, it is 100% absolutely the truth. Everybody is deep in their feelings about being fat as fuck in America. So therefore, nobody really wants to fucking in any way address the fact that being morbidly obese makes you bad for the planet, bad for our environment, bad for our healthcare system. It burdens everybody in shared healthcare expenditure and shared resource usage. The resource usage alone, like, okay, so here's reality. Something happens and ambulances need to show up, right? 600-pound person is down. How many people need to help move that 600-pound person into an ambulance? How many people would need to be, like it would be double at least what would need to help me if I was injured. It uses more resources. It makes it so other people are less safe. I mean, we can fit less people on planes when everybody's taking up 2 seats. Therefore, we need more flights. Therefore, it creates more flights. But yet these people are going to talk about how they're big on conservation and they're looking out for the planet and clean water while the clean water thing makes me laugh because the hair dye and the makeup is not good for the water, people. It's just not. It's not good for the water. So that puts us at 23 minutes. I'm going to do some Q&A. I saw somebody on here earlier talking about, like, I saw that you were speaking to a 14-year-old. I have screenshots. If you're meaning like I was arguing with a 14-year-old online, I have no idea how old somebody is when they're arguing. Anything else is funny. Literally funny, you fucking weirdos. Weirdos. Like, literally create accounts to, like, just spew weird shit. So fucking crazy. Anyway, thank you for the test modeling tutorials, Lydia. I can put my hands on my hips now. That's very fun. I'm getting ready to watch that video. Don't spoil it for me. Lizzo is a Snorlack. Ooh, Snorlack. I know what you're talking about. Food delivery is such a normal thing here where I work. It's just so expensive. Why can't you walk half a mile instead of throwing $5 away? It's better for the planet also. Why can't you just, like, if you're going to do that, everybody pull together and order something from the grocery store, something like that. At least, I don't know. I've gotten delivery so many times after discovering DoorDash. It's so easy, it becomes habit. Have to make a concentrated effort to cut it out. We can help you with that, by the way, with our coaching. Just so you're aware, we can help you with that. That's one of the things we help people break the habit of is the convenience food. Boom, here is the links to our app and our coaching. We hope to see you there. I'll take Q&A questions about anything for anything. Let's see. Uber Eats during lockdowns. Gain 30 pounds. It's easy. It's easy. That's why I've never downloaded any of those food apps. I feel that it's too easy to. Yep, I completely agree. I can't stand the clean plate club. I hear you. I just put less on my kids' plate the next time if they don't finish. That's what you do. That's the smart thing. I have a rule: if you don't finish your dinner, that's fine, but you aren't asking for any treat after. That's also outstanding too. Whenever I feel like ordering out, I just calculate how many groceries I can get for the same amount. That's an outstanding thing too. That really is. When communists take away local farms, the West will starve because that's what commies do. I agree with that. I really do. So ask away questions. Anybody have any questions about anything you want to ask? And we can get to that. They also started breathing heavier to oxygenate all that extra that expels more. I mean, they breathe more often. They breathe heavier. They expel more. They're bad. Like being morbidly obese is bad in cases of viral outbreaks too, because they spread it longer and at a higher concentration. Also just validly proven, you know. I've been using Nomo consistently for 5 months and I have no hunger. Also, I have no sugar cravings, but would you suggest me stacking Nomo and product 2? Product 2, by the way, is Alchemy. You know, the thing about it is product 2, I just did it myself, is that Alchemy also does have a lot of stuff for insulin sensitivity, stuff like that. It makes, I believe that it has helped me lean out subcutaneously faster. And I literally have no cravings. But if you're managed right now and you feel good about where you're at right now, I would suggest you just stick with what you're doing. And eventually, and I mean this, and I know this sounds weird because, again, No Morbidity is like our product. But eventually what you want to do is start weaning yourself off from 3 capsules a day, which is the recommended daily dose, to 2 capsules. See if you're still managed. To 1 capsule. See if you're still managed. If it starts coming back, you know, you need to go, you can go back and you can try to build on your healthy lifestyles. I'm probably always going to stay on it because, again, my binge eating could kill me. Like my binge eating could actually kill me. So I'm probably always going to stay on it. But that's all good to me. Did I miss a troll? Yeah, I got him. Don't worry about it. Is there a stat for fuel consumption in cars when the passengers are obese? When I drove my little car with a 300-pound person in it, I had to floor it. Yep. That's absolutely true. I don't know the stats on it though, Lydia, but it's absolutely true. I mean, obviously, the more weight you have, like when you're towing something, you're towing a couple hundred extra pounds, it literally like drags it up, you know. Somehow I know ordered a black coffee from Starbucks and used DoorDash and it was almost $30. God damn, that's a lot. My husband is a victim of the clean plate club. He's been trying to overcome it for years. I have a hard time with it. I've just gotten to the point where I'm doing it. I'm getting ready to do another what I eat in a day video, by the way, probably Friday this week. Because Friday, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Actually, the 7th, I'll do it Friday, but because Friday is the day before 5 months, 2 years and 5 months. But I can Alan, I love your content, but people say you've talked to a 14-year-old on Tinder. First of all, what is a 14-year-old doing on Tinder? Secondly, if you I've never been on any of those apps. I've been happily married for a long time. I understand that you guys are going to make up shit. I get it, but that's kind of fucking pathetic. That really is. That's kind of fucking pathetic. Crazy. And bye. Weird fucking people. Weird. It's like they hate me so much that they can't do anything else besides that. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. On Tinder. Get the fuck out of here. I don't even know how to fucking work those things. Just for people to understand, like my wife and I are together 24/7 every single day. Like we're all together all the time. Like there's no meetups. I think you're new, Alan. And yeah, I mean, seriously. And the person, I mean, it's obviously the same person that I banned earlier, Jillian. So, yep. If these people just wanted to throw their money away, I can talk about, I can take no shit. I forgot to ask on our call this morning in the April Lauren video, said she didn't need to fuel for long runs. What do you recommend for runners who aren't overweight? I still would just unless you're at a very lean state and unless you're going a long way, I would suggest you fuel up before and after, not during. During it sucks And I also don't like any of the gel caps because the gel things are always just sugary carbohydrates. So I just suggest that it's like you have like something ready for you before and after. And I do even still suggest that you stick with trying to make your body fat adaptive to burn that shit down. I am down 84 pounds since last year. That's a fucking hero right there. Hell fucking yeah. I'm really struggling to lose that last 10 pounds. I drink a gallon of water a day, count calories in gym 5 days a week. Any advice? Stick with it. I mean, honestly, I think you might need to up. It depends on how much you weigh. You might need to up the hydration just a little bit more, especially if you're in the gym 5 days a week. I think that would make a little bit more sense. But if you're eating any processed carbohydrates, pull those out of your nutrition, make it so they're very, very, very rare. Yes, very much so. Very much so. In a car, gas mileage will decrease 3 to 5% per every 100 pounds added. Michael, thank you very much. Mike W. That's awesome. I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, I know it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Made my lunch, only put half in the bowl, and finished off my first gallon of water. I stuffed with the rest. I'm stuffed with, and the rest will be put aside for tomorrow. Outstanding, outstanding. Great job, great job. My family used to treat me like a human garbage disposal. They couldn't finish their plates. They handed it to me. That's so damaging. So damaging. It really, really is. Let's see. Alan, thanks for all the motivation. I lost 55 pounds a while back and still struggle to continue to lose, but thank you and the others. I haven't regained anything. Bam! That's fucking outstanding. Keep at it. The idea is like once you get control, once you know where you're at, once you're not binging and stuff like that, then you can just try to make slight, small changes and keep it going. You can do this shit. You can absolutely do this shit. So hell yeah. Hell yeah. Very good job. And boom, boom, boom. Jason, that's what my coworkers do to me. That's horrible. Like, hey, I can't eat this, so you eat it instead. That's, first of all, it's radically insulting. Just radically 100% insulting. But two, it really does kind of like make it so people like you are always feeling like you have to eat the food. It's just crazy, you know, absolutely insane. Let's see here. And I'm ready for any questions. And boom, boom. Okay, one more second. My roommate finally stopped pushing her leftovers on me after I said no thanks for the 50th time. Well, that's good. That's very, very, very good. I always make my kids' plates smaller than I think they would eat. Some days they want more, and some days they don't. My dad used to give me an adult-sized plate. I'm very familiar with that concept. Fitting into my shorts better than I did last summer. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. I love that. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I work out 4 days a week and walk between 25,000 and 30,000 steps a day. But lately I've been getting dizzy spells. I drink 2.5 liters of water a day minimum and eat roughly around 1,400 calories. I would argue that you might need more water than that. You might need a few more calories than that, depending on what your body fat percentage is and all like that. There's a lot of variables missing out of that. But I think you should possibly think about that. You know, if you're getting dizzy, you should also talk to a doctor. How would you recommend getting over the clean your plate guilt and mentality? One of the things we have people do is they eat 75% of 75% of their plate, stop, drink 20 ounces of fluid, wait 20 minutes and see if you're still hungry. Oftentimes you'll be able to do it that way, but run the little test on yourself. It helps out. I've been having a hard time hitting my hydration goals. Do you have any tips? I push it all day long. I got mine right next to me. This is my second gallon. I'm halfway through. I should be a lot more through. Yummy. Any advice on dizziness during workouts, especially struggle on leg day? A lot of people getting dizzy, like back off a little bit, hydrate a little bit more, and I would still, like, anytime you're getting dizzy, you talk to the doctor. Something could be wrong, you know. Yes, I am one that hates food going to waste, but now that I am trying to make better decisions, my coworker says just eat it. You know, it won't be. Fuck them. Fuck them. I have to watch with my kids. As a mom, I always felt that like I had to take care of them and make sure they had enough. Now they're both overweight adults, and I want to smack myself. My mom's vitamin D levels are very low. She found out she's prescribed 50,000 IUs of vitamin D once a week. What are your thoughts on that? I think that she should get out in the sun with no sunscreen on for at least 20 minutes a day also. But 50,000 IUs a week, I take 10,000 IUs a day, just to stay healthy. Regarding DoorDash and Uber Eats, in a survey, 28% of drivers admitted to tampering with the food. That's kind of gross and disgusting also, but thank you very much. More calories and probably electrolytes. I would agree with that too. I would completely agree with that. Also, 29% body fat. I would talk to a doctor. Sounds to me like something's a little off. I had to drop a few words in my kids' ears and about trying to feed grandbabies 5 and 3 full adult portions. Better they come back for a second. That creates bad habits. We'll be talking about feeding kids here in this next video. I've got a video coming up at 2:00. We've got about 10 more minutes here. Then I'm going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and talk about how sugar is an addictive substance. I told her to take vitamin K12 along with it. Yes, but vitamin D, she's nervous. She should be okay, especially if she takes that with it. I was offered a donut at work last week and kindly took it, but I ended up throwing it away after I was alone. Sorry, gluten screws a lot of people up. And it's not a gluten intolerance or anything like that. It's a highly inflammatory substance. And there's more gluten in our wheat now than ever before. My husband has been put on a low-fat diet due to pancreatic issues. Any advice on how to keep the protein up without the fat? He can't eat red meat anymore. I mean, I would still have plenty of chicken thigh, a good protein powder, everything like that. Get some beans in your diet too, But I would stick with the chicken. Fish is amazing. Salmon, tilapia, trout, all amazing. Morning or evening exercise, doesn't matter. It does not matter. The time you're going to do it most consistently and that you like to do it most consistently. That's what matters. What you like to do activity-wise most consistently, that's when you like to do it most consistently, that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do right there. Nothing else, because frankly, that's the best way to get it done. That's absolutely the best way to get it done. And one more second. Okay. And let's see here. I struggle with people bringing junk food in the house. I have bought it up. Any tips? Tell them fucking not to. I mean, nobody should be like junk food in the house is not healthy for anybody. Period. I would just tell them not to. I'm 6'2" male, 34 years old. I started about 5 years ago, 226, but not a healthy 226. I saw amazing success from keto and intermittent fasting and biannual fast of 67 hours per week per month. Good. That's good. I still don't leave anything on my plate, but I make my plate smaller. That's smart thinking. This Lizzo is much too filling. I couldn't possibly finish it, and the portion size is unreal. Funny. Do you listen to music when you work out? If so, what do you train? I listen to music constantly when I work out. I listen everything from old school rap to country rap, modern day like country rap, hip hop, to some rock and roll, Marilyn Manson, stuff like that. Do you take in more salt since you drink so much water? I salt all my food quite a bit, but I also take in Hydroglyph every day. Hydroglyph is from the Ambrosia Collective, and it has velocitol in it also. And the reason why I like it has electrolytes plus a velocitol, and velocitol is very good for protein absorption. And as you get older, you should definitely worry about that. Tell them that. Hang on. I started limiting my family gatherings I go to because I got tired of them pushing desserts on me. My in-laws are all very thin and don't have problems with binging. That's good for you, because sometimes you need to do stuff like that. Like sometimes you got to look out for you, Do you use an app to help track your recovery from binging? I'm trying to stop smoking marijuana, and I've noticed a drastic decrease in my binging. As I tried, but I do have the occasional binge. I don't use an app. We coach people to do this. Crystal's my coach. We also coach people to help avoid it. So, by the way, here is the link to the coaching right here. Boom. Monthly package, 3-month package, 6-month package. Okay, what's the ingredient that starts with the K in alchemy? There's not. What do you mean? What do you mean? Starts with a K. There's KSM 66 that's in No Morbidity. So, glitter and lasers is also prescribed a huge amount of vitamin D, but not no support nutrition. Well, that's because she's enormous. Big people need more vitamin D because they've got more fat. You know. Are you still have room in the 6-month program? May I have the link? I just gave it, and yes, we do. Mother Stoneheart, right here. Boom. 6-month link right there. Julian, I'm trying to say no more. Okay, sorry. You guys are talking about each other. If you feel dizzy, you need electrolytes. Please, people, don't hurt yourself. Go to the doctor though too if you feel dizzy. I mean it. Go to the doctor. Any advice? I am 48 and having trouble getting rid of my tummy fat. If you're having trouble, you should increase your activity and look at ultra processed carbohydrates that you're eating. You know. Does anyone have any suggestions for diet adjustments to deal with extreme bloating? Get rid of all the processed carbohydrates. Stop drinking alcohol, those sorts of things. I noticed that I was becoming more exhausted after my workouts. I also became better when I was taking iron pills. That's good. That's good. Good for you. Good for you. I listen to some AC/DC while I work out. George Thorogood too. Yeah, I like it. When drinking so much water, is it the best time to take a multivitamin so that they aren't flushed out? No, I take it in the morning when I start everything like that. Is bone broth an effective protein addition to my daily macros? I eat plenty of animal protein. However, should the yogurt broth and plant-based protein be included on a daily basis? I have no problem with people drinking daily bone broth. I think it's a healthy thing to do. It's got collagen in it too and a lot of electrolytes. Sorry, wrong supplement. It's KSM 66 then. I just want to make sure. I worked out right before bed Saturday, woke up Sunday feeling very feisty. Anyone ever have that encounter? I don't know what you mean by feisty. But. Since enormous people have very large skin surface, do they make more vitamin D from sun exposure? That's a good question, but most of the time they don't go out in the sun all that much either. You know? Most of the time, they don't go out in the sun all that much either, and they don't expose a lot of their skin to the sun either. Does plain sugar also considered ultra processed carbohydrate? Yes, absolutely. Processed sugar is an addictive substance. We are literally getting ready to talk about that here in about 20 minutes. Hi, Alan. Started No Morbidity a few days ago, and take the 3 with my last meal of the day, which is easy. Should I spread them out? Nope. Take them with the last meal of the day. Take them with the last meal of the day. You like Wu-Tang Clan or Nas? I'm not a big Wu-Tang fan, but I love Nas. Nas is on my playlist also. Let's see. Alchemy sounds amazing. Do you think a product 3 will come out one day? I don't know. I don't know. Like, it depends on if we denote a need. We are talking about. We're in the workings for a. We're in the workings for a heart health supplement too, through MTS Nutrition. So went to Buffalo Wild Wings and just had 6 boneless wings and half of the white cheddar curds. Couldn't believe how many calorie-dense restaurant food is expensive. Yep. Were you binge-free without No Morbidity? I was binge-free for a little while without No Morbidity, but it was much more of a struggle. No Morbidity helped out a ton of that, so I wasn't struggling nearly as much. Still had some sugar cravings that I had to work very hard to manage every single day. And then once we got on Alchemy, I mean, I don't have cravings. I don't have hunger or cravings at all. So it's amazing. I'm very, 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 very pleased. Now, I still do take the steps every day. Make sure I get my hydration. Make sure I try to get good sleep, good stress relief. You know, good good relationships, those sorts of things. So let's see. Boom. Squeaky. We already read that one, I think. And already read that one. Nos is the GOAT. I like Nos. I do. Do you know that the lining inside of an egg is made up of collagen? I just found out a few days ago. Now I dry my eggshells and grind them into a powder and make my own toothpaste with it. We save eggshells too. Bake them off and grind them. I always do as well. My husband and I went for a 160-mile round trip motorized bike and stopped there because we were hangry. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Any nutrition or supplement recommendations for hair gainers? For hair gainers or hard gainers? Hard gainers is eat more food. Like eat more calorie dense food. Eat more calorie dense food, meaning like instead of eating sirloin steak, instead of eating the chicken breast, eat a ribeye. It's more calorie dense per pound. You know, instead of like, you know, you want the calories to help you get into a caloric surplus. You don't want to increase, you don't even really necessarily want to increase the volume of food, because if you are thin, if you are thin and you have a hard time putting on muscle mass, you need to actually increase your caloric intake and work out hard, you know, consistently and hard, right? But any supplements or nutrition recommendations? Not really. No, not really. Eat hard. Just bought the 6-month program. I am setting up my account. See you soon. I shall be on that here in just a second. As a matter of fact, guys, I am going to wrong guy to ask about hair gainers. That's funny. Oh wait, hang on. I know you're not taking caffeine anymore, but I think that Ember is an amazing product. It doesn't even make me feel hungry. Do you agree? I love Ember too. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it anymore. I just have noticed that I'm sleeping better when I don't take in any caffeine, and sleep got to be such a thing for me. I try to focus on, you know, my habits in relative terms, like okay, what is the weakest thing I got going on right now? A bit like when it comes to my healthy habits, and sleep has been just avoiding me. It's been bad for a long time. So I cut out all caffeine. Now I will say this. When we possibly get close to like the last couple of weeks before my birthday, when I really want to just really lean out, I'll probably do a half tab of Ember every single day with some mental jewels and some Vasky before my workouts, just to get the last little bit of shred off, you know, just to get really lean this year. But besides that, no, I have no problem with Ember at all. I think it's an amazing supplement. African mango is gloriously, you know, fucking studied and stuff like that. So I do highly recommend it. What percent of caloric surplus would you recommend for most efficient gaining of muscle without gaining much fat mass? 150, 200 calorie caloric surplus. Like seriously, like not much and just a long time, you know, like consistency. That's consistency at like 150 to 200 calorie surplus. That's all. But listen, guys, I'm going to run to the bathroom. We'll be back here in a little bit to talk about how sugar is an addictive substance. God dang.